Hi from Founders Place. We are in Founders Place Accelerator and Incubator, which belongs among top 10 best incubators in the US according to Forbes, right?
Correct.
And we just see today pitch day, so we saw 19 startups pitching to us, pitching to investors.
Yes.
And we got one of the investors, Hulia.
Yes, that's correct.
And could we ask about your introduction?
Sure.
To give our
my
audience.
name is Hulia Koc. I'm a serial entrepreneur, a global entrepreneur, and a global investor. I'm an angel investor. I have started several businesses right here in the Bay Area and living in Silicon Valley for the last 35 years. I became an angel investor also about 10 years ago. I also do mentoring to entrepreneurs, and Founders Space is a wonderful incubator where I come in to see what kind of new ideas are being formed, and here I am listening to their pitches.
Okay, so as we are listening to those pitches, my first question is, what would you advise is good to do? So some pros and cons of pitching, what to avoid, what to do, what not to do?
Well, I see entrepreneurs here in the US, and I see entrepreneurs coming from all over the world. Europe, of course, is one of the continents. There are quite a few things that European entrepreneurs can do to be more successful here. One of the things, of course, is like you've done, to come and watch first how it's done before really doing one. Just like that as a first try. There are cultural differences, and that should also be taken into consideration. Presentation, the powerfulness of a presentation comes only not with the outfit, but the tone of voice, confidence level, and the way you can clearly explain your idea. That is very, very important. In order for Europeans or non-natives, if you can call it non-Americans presenting here, you really have to do your homework, basically. Mm-hmm. Learn a lot before coming here as to how these things are done.
Mm-hmm. So this is the first part, like pitching to broader audience.
Yes.
And then after the events, there is usually a networking part.
That's correct.
And as I could see,
yes,
experience on my own, having this red tag,
yes,
which means investor.
Yes.
Like people are getting to you in masses,
yes,
and they
correct,
try to pitch you their ideas.
Correct. Correct.
What would be advice here? How to really, like catch your attention?
Yes, that is a very good question. You're absolutely right. For example, today I collected, I don't know, about 25 business cards, and naturally I will not be able to respond to them all as meaningfully as I would like, and as much as they deserve. And also I'm not going to, of course, invest in all of them. Maybe select one or two. The most important advice I can give to someone is not to really go through the pitch all standing up next to me. It's a crowded place, and it's hard to listen and hear, and you trying to tell me how great your product is not the appropriate place. So what is better to do is just to say that you will be contacting me, you would like to have my business card, and that through email first, you would like to introduce your company to me, your website, nothing very fancy, nothing that requires a lengthy email, and then we can do Skyping. Skyping I find to be very effective because you really almost interact with each other, and then it also shows me that you have a good follow-up skill. A lot of entrepreneurs think that I'm going to really be interested in their product right there and then, which is not the case, unfortunately. It cannot be like that. It's not like, okay, I brought my checkbook, so how much do you want? It doesn't work that way. You have to build a relationship, and the relationship building takes time. It's not overnight and not just by standing up. But be amicable, be friendly, it doesn't hurt.
So how long does it take to create this relationship or to close the cycle from first contact
Yes.
to closing some deal?
That's also a good question. Yes,
sure.
yes. It takes a while. It takes probably about 4 to 6 weeks for me to really warm up to the entrepreneur. So we're talking about a month or a month and a half. And then I can also introduce that individual, if it's not my area of expertise, to my circles. But I'm not going to immediately, as most entrepreneurs think, immediately introduce them to my colleagues. I'm going to first have some confidence in them. And then, you know, it's just like on a personal level. Would you immediately, without really knowing someone, introduce that individual to all your friends? No, you're just first going to get to know that individual, have some trust, build a relationship, and then you're going to get this new friend into your circle. The same thing applies here. So the first relationship building period is about a month or two, and then by the time I introduce to my circles, it's going to take about 3 months, because then I'm going to get their opinions, and they're busy people as well, and then they're going to call me back, and then I'm going to set up some time between the two of them so that I can get my friends' expertise to guide me if I want to invest in that specific field. Let's face it, I don't have expertise in all the fields, and I invest in everything. You were also interested to find out what would be attractive for me. Why would I choose this entrepreneur versus another one? It's the personality that comes across also as a very likable person, not very strong, open to ideas, open to getting some interest in a very sort of soft manner, not hard sell immediately. This is my company, this is what I can do you want to invest? It doesn't work that way. So the person is very important, the idea needs to be great, and also of course I have to see the market potential. Is it really a pain in the marketplace? Are they really the solution to the problem?
Wow, sounds great.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're most welcome, my pleasure.
And our last question, what did you learn today?
Well, I learned a lot about the presenters. The presenters' culture was quite different from what I'm used to. Majority of them majority was from the Far East. They did their best in explaining their ideas, but of course they fell short. Some of them did have a great idea, but unfortunately they couldn't deliver their great idea. So what I learned was these individuals might have great ideas, but they have a lot to work on.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. My pleasure.